Hi, welcome to the Worth Revealed. I'm your host Huzefa, and it's only fair that before telling the stories of other people, I tell my story myself. And it's been a very interesting journey for me, right? From a luxury enthusiast, early 1996, 97, where I just passed out from my school, and then going to college, studying commerce, and being very good at accounts, belonging to a very business family, and we've been doing business for a couple of generations now. And it all started with a visit. At that point of time, there was a brand called Sheetal, and they had a studio called Sheetal Design Studio. And at that point of time, Hemant Trivedi was the creative director and used to make amazing Indian haute couture clothes. That's where my interest peaked in luxury. And it's not about just understanding luxury, but it's also about experiencing it and decoding it. So it's been nearly now more than 25 years since that interest has been piqued, and curiosity has led me to this stage right now. Post that, I did my master's in luxury from Paris, which is a great idea always. And what an experience. Just simply mesmerizing, but difficult also. Because when I moved to Paris to do my master's, I was one of the only students from Asia, predominantly from India, and not speaking French as fluently as all the other students were. So I used to do my classes during the day and my French classes in the evening. And we used to work as a server in Paris in one of those Paris restaurants. Post that, I got to work with the actual brands which I really loved, with Louis Vuitton, D Squared, Paris Fashion Week, Haute Couture Fashion Week, and really understand what it really meant to be on the other side of luxury. What an experience it has been, not just enriching with knowledge, but also enriched with a lot of experience from different people. I became a fan of French culture, and I realized that everything French has been programmed into us, and the way they serve, they eat, they drink, they enjoy, the joie de vivre, what they say, is that really inculcate what French is all about. And that I wanted to understand that why isn't that any other culture so widely celebrated and put up on a pedestal as Europeans? Like, why is it Americans or even South Americans or Latinos or Asians, Chinese, Indian? Is it so difficult to break into that idea of luxury? And that is where I started understanding. And I did my internship with Swarovski. I did my internship with Givenchy. And that really made me understand how different it is when they really talk about it, or they're passionate about it, or what is their conversion from idea to product, and from product to experience, and from experience to a lifelong relationship with the brand. It took me some time, then I think, to understand. I came back to India, and I was working with a couple of small brands, traditional Indian brands who wanted to break into the couture scene, and I was teaching at the same time. And that led me to an entire different experience of operations, marketing, from the grassroots level to public relations, communications, on an international scale. So we did a lot of fashion weeks: Milan Fashion Week, Dubai Fashion Week, Paris Fashion Week, pretty much every other platform where we could showcase the talents and be known for what we were and we are. Post that, I joined the Aditya Birla Fashion and Retail for the collective, and they were looking for somebody who had experience, in fashion, and I really thrived as an instructional designer, trainer, and the one thing which really was extremely close to me and very dear to me is the connection with people. Like, it has always been such an important part of my trainings, my understanding, my whole career, is that I've realized that till date that what really leaves an impression on me after I do a training, I connect with people, I make content, is the faces, as in the people, the way they emote, the way they express, and the way their answers are, give them that happiness, and how they can use what I've given to them in the day to day, in their professional life, and how it could make their understanding much more clear and give them that clarity, which is important. Then I get the chance to work with Mobla, one of the Richemont brands, and Mobla is very unique because it does not go into jewelry, it does not go into accessories, but this is a unique segment where we're doing writing instruments. In layman's term, it's pens, but it's not just any pen. It's basically an extension of your thoughts. How would you express your thoughts and your understanding, and you write it? So that's why it's an instrument to write your thoughts, write your experience, write your life story. And it's not just one single writing instrument, but it's like collections and collections of it for each and every niche audience which we had. And it just gave me another level of understanding, and on a much more international scale, because then I was connected to the Mobla Academy in Hamburg and working very closely for the Indian subcontinent. And it was an amazing experience. A really great exposure to national training, because I have continuous urge to learn, and that is where I think it led me to that, okay, let me just keep on working on my craft. So even while I was as a trainer for Mobla India, I was still delivering lectures at business schools and luxury schools, and that's where I think it really taught me that, okay, I need to do something very, very interesting. This is something more, because I was getting plateaued. And that led me to where I am, as in I moved abroad. I currently in North America, and in the last 5 years or so, I have developed a certain niche of consulting people, brands, designing programs, designing modules, designing lectures, designing trainer programs for medium level brands to premium brands. And that's what led me here. And I think a lot of people I've worked with, connected with, and coached. And it's a very enriching experience, a very satisfying experience. And that's what I want to share. Not just my story of how I've reached here, but also the lives I've touched and how they have taught me instead of me teaching them. Because I feel communication is a two-way process, and even training and consulting or coaching is a two-way process. The mentor learns things from the mentee, and how we teach each other. Because it's like, I think nobody can know everything, every time, everywhere. It cannot be possible. And the acceptance of it is something which I want to really share. And I've met so many people while being in the industry. And that's what I want to share. Is I want to share the stories of the people and how we have connected. And then some people have always been in awe of how do this magically do these things, and how is it changed them. And that's what it is I want to share, is I want to be a part and relive and discover those things, and share that why luxury is luxury, and predominantly in the Indian subcontinent. And coming to the fact of today, and it's been last couple of years that I've been trying to decipher and decode that how Indian luxury even exists in this total chaos, yet coordinated. And it's like a coordinated chaos where the markets are so dynamic, everything is moving at a high speed, everybody's trying to adapt, is trying to change, trying to evolve, all at the same time. And it's very difficult to understand from perspective just outside India. It's how you look at it is what makes a difference. So uh, thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you with our next guest. So I'm so excited. Please subscribe to my channel on YouTube, The Words Revealed, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and see you next week.